Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishadvahi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Let there be peace, let there be peace and love amongst all the human beings of the universe. Let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have started the contemplation on the chapter number 2 in our revision. In the revision which we are doing after completion of first 20 chapters, what we have learnt is how to keep the mind in quiescence, how to keep the mind under a tranquil position and blissful, cheerful, happy, contented, and over and above relaxed and cool under all the situations of life. That's what we have learned in the study of first 20 chapters, and we are doing again the revision of that so that it will be very firm. So we have started now the second topic, that is the beginning of the teaching. First topic we have seen. In the first topic, Vasishtha Rishi has given an example of Shukopakhyan, the story of Shuka, wherein Janaka has told the Shuka is, there is here but one self who is the nature of undivided consciousness. There is nothing else. He is bound by his own thoughts, free from ideation, he is liberated. So accordingly, Shuka has practiced and he was free from sorrow. He became calm in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and that was only possible by cleansing of impurities, which is required to reach this Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Vasana Tanvikaram, this thinning of Vasana, slowly thinning of Vasana, the firmness of such impressions are the objects which are called as the bondage. So then we started the second topic, that Vasana Dvivida, wherein we have seen Raghunandana, Shlok number 24, page number 17, chapter number 2, topic number 2. In this worldly existence, everything indeed is always secured in full by well applied human efforts. So what is required is Samyak Prayuktat Sarvena Paurushat Samavapyate. Paurusha efforts, humanly efforts are required. And human efforts are of two types, because the person does the effort. But there are the two types. One is with the scriptures, another is against the scriptures. One opposed to the scriptures are harmful, and the things which are with the scriptures brings the highest realization. So recognize the value and importance of the spiritual life. Ultimately, we must know yourself. So we have to do this not half-heartedly. Involve yourself on spiritual path wholeheartedly. And then shriram asks, as the web of the earlier mental impression binds me, so do I stand helpless. What do I do? पुराने मेरे संस्कार जो है मेरे को परेशान करते हैं, तो अभी मैं उसके लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ? And please tell me. So Vasishtha Rishi says yes. He's telling in shloka number 27, the multitude of your mental impressions is twofold. One is good and bad, another is bad. There, if you are carried away by the stream of pure mental impressions, you will in due course reach the eternal abode through those very impressions. So even though these are the vasana, if the vasanas are there which are now taking you, reducing your duality, it's taking you towards the God, towards the Almighty, towards the Self, towards the undivided fragmented consciousness, then it's good. Over a period of time, you will reach that Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But otherwise, if the disposition of mind is however bad, then it has to be conquered by efforts. So if your mind is going into the duality, going on the samsara and going into the positions and relations, then it has to be brought back. And the river of mental impressions flowing through good and bad channels should be directed to the good path by great human efforts. Paurushena prayatnena yojiniya shubhe pathi So good path by human effort. So if you have good intentions, no problem. We keep on doing that. But bad channels are there. It has forcibly to be conquered by efforts. That which is settled in the bad path must flow into the good ones. Even if it is very much confused, collect only the good ones. If it comes as a mixed one, still collect good ones. Then even the stream of good mental impression should be abandoned by you with a burnt up passion free from anxiety and indeed by understanding the nature. So at the finally you have to drop that. Like there is an example. If there is a thorn gone in a leg, so you have to take another thorn and remove the earlier thorn and throw away both the thorns. You're not supposed to keep the earlier thorn. So similarly here also, like by good impressions, subsequently at the end you have to drop the impressions also, all impressions. And what remains is Chidakasha, or the plenum of the consciousness, is the indestructible self. From that Vishnu was born, from the lotus of his heart, Brahma was born. That means in Chidakash, the question of Bhutakash and Chittakash doesn't exist. It is Chidakash only. It is a solid consciousness existence. So what has to be done is, we have to only recognize this. Understanding has to come. Samajhdari aana chahiye. He, Brahma, the God, having produced the entire creation filled with the manifold evils, was moved by compassion, as a father by the sorrow of his sorrow. So Srishta Sakalam Sarga Nanya Vyasana Sankulam Jagam Karunamishah Putra Dukkhat Pita Yatha. Like the father is always worried because of the sorrow of son, and similarly here, austerity, charity, repetition of sacred names, holy places do not bring complete cessation of sorrow. These are some of the methods. Tapodana japastirtha nanya anyanta dukkha shante. By doing the tapa, by doing the dana, by doing the japa, by doing the taking the bath in the holy rivers, that will give the quiescence for some time, but not complete cessation of sorrow. पूरा अपना दुख निवृत्ति नहीं हो सकता. दुख शांत है ना अन्यंत दुख शांत है. I therefore reveal you the knowledge of achieving freedom from sorrow. So then tat tavat dukkha mokshartham dhyanam pragata maham. So that's why he is telling iti sanchitta srushta mam manasa proktavana. So thus contemplating and creating me by his mind. So who has created this? Brahmaji has created this Vasishtha. So Vasishtha Rishi is a Manas Putra of Brahmaji. And for what purpose this Brahmaji has created Vasishtha Rishi? The job of this given by Brahmaji to the Vasishtha Rishi is only simple. He wanted that his sons should not suffer in this holy place called as earth. यहाँ जगत में ये लोग सफर नहीं होना चाहिए, इसलिए उन्होंने वशिष्ठ ऋषि का निर्माण किया. So always remember that Vashishta Rishi, who is giving the advice to Rama, is a Manasputra of Brahmaji. He is not a biological son. He is the spiritual son of the Brahmaji direct, who is advising Rama. रामा को जो उपदेश दे रहे हैं वो, और क्यों दे रहे, जगत कल्याण के लिए उन्होंने इनका निर्माण किया था. There, in the land of Bharatasan, the wise ones who are considered the ritual portions of the scripture as highest should be taught by you, endowed with the requisite grasp in the regular course of ritual sections. So what has been told now to this Vashishta Rishi, who has been Manasputra of Brahmaji? Brahmaji told two things. पहले जो बोले जिनकी श्रद्धा पूजा और जप ध्यान में है, उन लोगों को पूजा जप ध्यान किस प्रकार से करना चाहिए वो सिखाइए. कैसे करेंगे? भगवान की पूजा करना है, भगवान का जप करना है, भगवान का ध्यान करना है, तो भगवान की इष्ट देवत की मूर्ति सामने रख के वो क्रियाकांड उनको सब बताना चाहिए. और वो रिचुअल्स जो है, और क्रियाकांड में से उनकी चित्त शुद्धि कैसी होगी, क्रियाकांड क्रमेण क्रमशालिना, इन द रेगुलर कोर्स ऑफ रिचुअल सेक्शंस उनको बताना चाहिए. और बट 37 श्लोका बोलते हैं विरक्तास्तु महाप्राज्ञा ज्ञानेन आनंददायिना. बट द एक्सट्रीमली वाइज पीपल, जिनका लोगों का मन शांत हो रहा है, वो आर फ्री फ्रॉम पैशन बाय दैट नॉलेज विच इज द गिवर ऑफ हैप्पीनेस. ऐसे लोगों को ज्ञान आनंददायिना, इनको द नॉलेज विच गिव्स द हाईएस्ट हैप्पीनेस वो पढ़ाना चाहिए. दस डायरेक्टेड बाय हिम आई रिमेन इन दिस फील्ड ऑफ वर्ल्ड. तो क्या बता रहे वशिष्ठ ऋषि राम को? बता रहे ब्रह्मा जी ने इनको भेजा है मानस पुत्र बना के दो काम करने के लिए. पहले जो लोग क्रियाकांड में है जिनको क्रियाकांड करना पसंद है उनको क्रियाकांड बताइए, पर जो थोड़े उच्च कोटि के हैं, जो भगवान में जिनकी ज्यादा दिलचस्पी है, उनको जो ज्ञान आनंद है ध्यायिनी वो पढ़ाना चाहिए। इस प्रकार वशिष्ठ ऋषि ने राम जी को बताया कि दो प्रकार की वासना है, वासना द्विजा वासना आर देयर, वन विच टेक्स यू इन संसार, अनदर विच टेक्स यू टू द गॉड। नाउ यू हैव टू डिसाइड। लोग बोलते हैं कि अरे ये भी तो आसक्त दिखता है, पर ये भगवान में आसक्त है, और ये जगत में आसक्त है, ये व्यक्ति और वस्तु में अटका हुआ है, और वो नारायण में अटका हुआ है, दोनों अटके हैं। पर नारायण में अटकना तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि नारायण में अटकते अटकते वो छूट जाएगा उसमें से। पता चलेगा नारायण अपने हृदय में ही इष्ट देव बैठे हैं, स्लोली स्लोली जैसे जब ध्यान करेगा, पूजा करेगा, उसको पूरा खुशी नहीं मिलेगा। श्लोका नंबर 34 जैसा बताया, अचीविंग फ्रीडम फ्रॉम सॉरो पूरा तो होगा नहीं उसका, तो फिर और खोजेगा, अरे फिर कहाँ है, तो पता चलेगा मेरे लविंग हार्ट में ही वो प्रभु विराजमान है। फिर वैसे करते करते उसको पूरा आनंद आएगा, ज्ञान आनंद दायिनी। तो पहले स्टेज से क्रिया कांड से वो आएगा आगे के इसमें ध्यान ध्यान पार्ट पे आएगा। सो इन दिस वर्ल्ड कैलेमिटीज डेफिनेटली हैपन, ये जगत में कैलेमिटीज तो होता है। सो डू वी हैव टू रिमेन वरीड ऑल द टाइम कि अपने को दुख हर वक्त करते रहना है? नो नो, लेट अस हैव अ पॉजिटिव अप्रोच इन लाइफ। जीवन में पॉजिटिव अप्रोच लेना चाहिए। वी हैव टू कीप आवर इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम स्ट्रांग, अपनी इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम स्ट्रांग रखना है। डोंट गेट लूज इन आर्ग्यूमेंट। कुछ कुछ लोग ऐसे ज्यादा भोले बन जाते हैं कि अरे भगवान जो करेगा होगा, हम क्यों दवाई लेंगे, हम क्यों अपने को ठीक रखेंगे। दैट इज ऑल रॉन्ग। We have to keep our physical body also strong, mental also setup also strong, and see that we are the, because that Narayan is sitting in our loving heart, so we have to serving in our body also. So if you are following our personal likes and dislike, it will lead to self destruction. अगर तुम अपने ही imagination, अपनी सोच लगाते रहोगे, तो it will go to the self destruction. And what is this self destruction? You will remain miserable throughout the life. उसका इतना सिंपल थंब रूल है, जिंदगी भर रोते रहोगे, क्योंकि ये बुरा है, वो बुरा है, ये लोग बुरे हैं, वो लोग बुरे हैं। जगत में कोई बुरी चीज तो है ही नहीं, अपन ही लगा रहे, बिकॉज अपने को अपनी दृष्टि वैसी है। सो व्हाट इज दैट? श्रेय, व्हाट इज गुड फॉर मी, प्रे, पर्सनल लाइक्स एंड डिसलाइक्स। सो प्रे से हटके श्रेय की तरफ जाना चाहिए। यानी गुड क्या है? वेदर यू लाइक इट और नॉट, वेदर यू वांट इट और नॉट, वेदर यू नो इट और नॉट, यू आर डिवाइन। तो ये क्रिया कांड में से करो या ध्यान कांड में से करो, आप सोचना चाहिए। सो डोंट गिव यूर सेल्फ एनी चॉइस to regarding likes and dislike. Live in your house wherever you are, cheerfully and happily. Most important thing is we have to see that mind over mind. A peace of mind is a very important thing. So river of mind carries mental impression in twofold, Shubha and Ashubha. Drop all wrong notions about self, world, spiritual practice and God. And for that only we have to attend this afternoon meetings or a satsang. We have to decide whether we are walking the path of a discrimination, that is vivek, or we are walking on the path of likes and dislikes. मुझे ये चाहिए, मुझे वो ना चाहिए। जो चाहिए नहीं चाहिए बोलता है, वो विवेक शून्य प्रिय का जगत जीता है। और जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन में चलता है कि अरे ये तो नारायण का जगत है, जो जरूरी उतना लो, तो विवेक पूर्ण चलता है। सो डोंट गेट कॉट इन लॉजिक लॉजिक लॉजिक। One day it will click that all the problems we are carrying is because of the body identification. So we have two things. One is swabhav, acquired nature, and one is another is swarup, essential nature. So essential nature basically goes with the self, with the nature, and swarup is like a sweetness of a sugar, whereas swabhav is like crystals, powders, likewise. So we have to drop our swabhav, we have to remain with the swarup, that is sweetness of sugar. Conquer your swabhav and let your swarup express. Just being without becoming the expression, you cannot speak what it is like, because you are not becoming anything. So don't create new notions. Lead a simple and disciplined life. And Kriya Kand, why it has to be done? Karmani Chitta Shuddhartham. This karma will lead us to the Chitta Shuddhi, and what will happen due to Chitta Shuddhi? We'll start seeing everyone as a God manifested plan for us. Why you are closer to, you are closer thereafter. Don't pretend that I am spiritual. Lead a normal life. Externally, you have to lead a normal life. Don't try to pose people that I am doing religion or a spiritual. So conscious space is a solid space. There is nothing other than that. And Vishnu is expanding to include everything and exclude nothing. So Vishnu has a role that everything is included. There is nothing in this world which is single except Paramatma. So all everything is a complementary opposite. So you should not get caught into this complementary opposite. You can't get what you want always. It is impossible that everything will go according to mind. There's a very good saying in Hindi, "थोड़े गम है, थोड़ी खुशी है, ये तो जीवन है." So we have to be happy under all the situations given to us, and always focus our mind on that self, on that divinity, on that unfragmented consciousness, and on that peace, and over and above on that relaxed and cool attitude of life with these prayers. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramachandra Arpanamastu, submitting the divine fruits to the holy precepts of Dharma.